As time goes on, the walrus gets fuzzier, for Fuzzy Walrus Industries introduces their latest contraption, the Dual Elite Alpha Trooper. However, it is on a single priming slide with a single trigger, and it is in fact stacked, so slow pulling it, ow god that hurts, fires one after another, while pulling it quickly, will of course fire both of them at the same time. This was a project I thought would relatively be simple, and I have dubbed it the Divine Punishment. There's one humorous reason for that, and one logical reason for that, for this is directly inspired by the real-life DP-12 shotgun, which is basically the same thing. It's a shotgun with one priming slide and one trigger, but two magazine wells. Something I very much want now that I've seen it. But the Divine Punishment was, well, probably my punishment for how difficult this blaster was to create. Let's start with the first obstacle, which was getting this trigger mechanism to work. This was hell in and of itself. It took me about 4 different mechanisms to get it to work, which took me about 5 days, because not only did I have to wait for glue to cure, but it's just a pain in the butt. Finally got the trigger mechanism working, got the blaster all taken care of. There's the original Elite Alpha Trooper handle up there on the priming slide to give that its priming action, a little more comfort. And then there is a strong arm slide right here to cover up the large bits of the trigger mechanism, which is not fun. It was not easy to do any of this stuff. And I started to lose my patience after about a week and a half. And I screwed up a lot of things trying to get to this point. And the paint job was probably the other just kick in the nuts, because it worked fine. I had it primed beautifully, one of the best primer jobs I had ever seen. And then I go to paint it and everything went wrong. This blue coat, which is not easy to kind of cover up mistakes with like a black coat, the blue coat just wouldn't work. It was runny for no reason. I tried to bring it inside so it would dry easier. I tried doing very, very light coats. It got very, very tacky even after drying inside. I was spraying it outside but drying it inside, and it just refused to work with me. And then I tried to use the airbrush, and my airbrush, after about 3 minutes of painting, if that, started spraying water out, which ruined everything. So that's why it kind of looks like poop. It doesn't look so bad on camera or indeed far away, but up close, yeah, it's like a really good, like a PSP game looks pretty decent until you blow it up its resolution, and then it looks like crap. But yeah, this is the DP-12. It is 2 Elite Alpha Troopers, and this is probably one of the more practical builds I have done, for it works just like a single Elite Alpha Trooper. It still has slam fire and everything like that, with the added bonus of not really being that thick. Honestly, this is not that thick for a blaster. It's about 1/3 thicker than a Rapid Strike. That's about it. It's still a very, very comfortable to hold blaster, comfortable to use. This handle is much, much more comfortable than this one, in my opinion. And I've even got 2 Raider stocks on there because they look pretty cool. Ideally, I would have 2 Strike and Defend stocks on there, but that's, I only had 1 of them and I didn't want to go buy another. So we're stuck with just the Raider stocks on there for right now. Thank God I don't have to paint anything. And everything is screwed together. In fact, I just noticed one of these screws was stripped, so I had to carefully pull that out and replace it, and I haven't cut this one off yet. Lots of little imperfections, but that just makes it more me. I never claimed to be a good painter, and while the airbrush did work in some situations, it didn't work in others. Also, the needle on my Iwata paintbrush was bad, and that kind of really upset me. Lot of issues with this, mostly on the paint job, but once I got it together, it does in fact work. Let's give it one more shot. This does hurt like hell. Ow. Mostly because it's half Orange Modworks in there, and the other half is stock. No real performance modifications yet. Those can always come after, because again, it's still a stock blaster. You just drop in the parts that you want to replace everything with. But overall, this was a very, very fun project. Stressful, but once I got it together and started seeing what it was going to become, I got pretty excited. Pull those out. Works just like normal. Yep, it's the divine punishment. Maybe my divine punishment, but it is the divine punishment. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think about this contraption and if it was worth the wait in the comment boxes below. It was indeed incredibly hard to come a hold of, and I honestly still think it's one of the cooler things I have, in fact, made. It does work rather flawlessly, so that is a good thing. Also, only one of these doors is modified. But let me know what you think about it in the comment boxes below, and I'll see you in the next video, whatever that may be. I'm recording this, the blaster isn't even remotely complete yet. This is either going to be at the beginning or the end of the video, I don't know yet, but this isn't fun. There's a reason why people who aren't talented just frickin' glue two blasters together, glue a wooden dowel on the triggers and call it good, and call it a double or whatever. This is not that. This is the kind of struggling you have to go through. This trigger system, this took me forever, and there was even a part where I didn't think this was going to work. This took me from Thursday to Monday night to finally configure and finish. Literally hours of work to get to work, but it's finally ready. This is kind of difficult to show, but I'm just going to lay the handle where it normally would be on the blaster, pull the trigger, and it frickin' works. I'm so happy right now because now I actually get to finish the sucker. I thought I ruined 2 Elite Alpha Troopers and I didn't. It's good to go. Now to finish it, hopefully get it up by Wednesday. Wish me luck. Well, you're already watching, so who cares?